Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play The Outer Worlds. My name is Burning Earth Chris, and I'm going to be your pilot tonight. So in the last episode, I actually forget what we did in the last episode. It's been a while since I've recorded, so I do apologize for that. Okay, so we finished up the Doom That Came to Roseway quest as far as I remember. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of these side quests here. So let's go ahead and get right into this, shall we? What one should we do first? I think we'll go with this one. We got to retrieve that cigarette lighter, so let's go ahead and do that one first, and then we will go from there. I'll bring Felix and Parvati along for this one. If I remember correctly, I think it was over this way, right? It was above here. I hear evil creatures, or at least predatory creatures. Let's keep our guards up. Oh, it's a Raptidon pen, isn't it? God damn it. Okay. Oh god, it's a Colossus. Okay. Alright, the hell with it. We're gonna have to fight them anyway, so. Ooh, did the mines get them? Really took the shots from the grenade launcher. Okay. Last one appears to be over here. Oh, Jesus. Right. Whatever. Can't just jump over there. Damn it.
Jackass isn't coming! Let up!
Everyone all right?
Whew, okay. Sweet deal. I'm gonna be taking a bit of damage because that acid stings. But alright. Anything else I can loot? Let's see. Sweet. Okay. I think that cartridge is right over here. Yep, here it is. This cigarette case is metal-lined and embossed with an iconic rendering of the Hope. The name Lillian is signed on the inside of the metal lid. Commissioned by Spacer's Choice for a Founding Day anniversary promotion honoring the lives lost with the Hope. Nothing like a good smoke to help you remember someone dying in the airless void of space, gasping for breath in their last moments.
That was made for the 50th anniversary of the Hope. I remember that. I just got back from school. Dad set candles on our doorstep.
Well, I guess I'm living proof that hope still exists. Both literally and metaphorically, I guess. Folks, I apologize if my voice sounds a little weird this run. I'm using a new microphone that'll hopefully block out some more of my controller noise, because I know that probably irritates you guys in the recording, so I try to mute out of it as much of it as I can. Outlaws. Anyway, yeah, I apologize in advance if it sounds a little weird this time around. These guys don't want to attack us, so hi.
I don't have time for this.
Okay. I wonder what that does. I say as I just grab it without looking what it does. I'll look at it later. I think it's a weapon mod, though. I'll take that, thank you.
Carry on. Huh?
Okay, you guys aren't going to talk to me much. Okay, in that case, let's get this back to Lillian. After looting everything I can here, of course. think that's everything we can take. Wait, what's over here? Alright, let's go. Hey pal, good news.
Seriously, don't get yourself killed. It's a nice cigarette case, but it's still just a cigarette case.
Well, I got some good news. I have the cigarette case you lost.
You're shitting me.
Well, I'm not saying it wasn't a hassle to get, but here it is, safe and sound.
You ain't so bad. Here's something for the trouble.
See you around then. Alright, I have lost the commemorative cigarette case. And I've gained Anarchist's cookbook? Let's take a look at this. Oh, it's a gun. Oh. Mag to power, damage type plasma. It's a heavy weapon. So I wonder if Felix could use this. And maybe I could put that in place of his grenade launcher. Yeah, that's 173 DPS. That's 244. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Yep, we're gonna go with that for now. Just don't blow yourself up with that thing, okay, my guy? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, what's next? I think I'll go with Die Robot. Because I think that one's back in Edgewater. Yeah, let's get going. We'll do that one next. Where's that quest? Over here. Oh, so it's right around the corner. Literally. Okay. Junkyard discovered, 600 XP.
Ah, he ain't no threat. Bet I could fix him up smart.
Okay, Parvati.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to.
Go ahead.
Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
Parvati, can I ask why you named the mechanical?
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the Space Guard.
Okay, fair enough. Is that an ether wave cereal or something?
Surely. I make a point to watch every Tuesday night. Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
Okay, fair enough. Ooh, hello. Heavy ammo and an energy cell. Yes, please. I will take those. What can I get under here?
Okay, keep him quiet.
Okay. Nothing from this little guy. Are there mines around here that I gotta worry about? There might be. Or there might be raiders. Well, I don't see any. Coming out here does kind of put me on edge, though. Ooh, a mag pick. I'll take that. Try a flashlight. It's here. Ooh, okay. Oh, hello. Light ammo, heavy ammo, energy cell, bit cartridge, and telescoping staff? Nice. I will gladly take all of that, please and thank you. Alright, that's into, Oh, okay, I thought this was the community center, but I guess not. Okay. Let's do some looting. Fridge, light pistol, Nico pad. I can probably sell all of this and make a good buck out off of it, so I'll do that. Okay. Where's that noise coming from? I feel like there's a radio around here somewhere that I can't quite find. Oh well. Maybe it's just cosmetic noise. Oh, there's a mag pick here. I'll take that. Oh, that's just Jeremy. Alright, let's go. Hey, hold on a second there, buddy.
Never seen the Vale lit up like this before.
You won't have to worry about that scout anymore there, Mr. Miller.
You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer, a weapon to strike fear in their cold mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years.
You hid your secret weapon in a bathroom.
Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter.
Okay, you know what? That's actually a fair point. I'll let you know if I find it.
On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
Uh-huh. Alright, let's go find his secret weapon then. Back in a second, folks.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Who, me? Nah. I don't mind partaking in screwball peanut butter whiskey every now and again, but I'm not a huge drinker. That's good stuff, by the way, folks. Here we go. Ludwig's bundle. So now what do we do? Do we just return this to him? Yeah. Let's do it.
Never seen the Veil lit up like this before.
I found that package you mentioned.
Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig.
How do I use this injury customizing unit exactly? I mean, I'm guessing it's a mod, but...
There's a workbench right through this door. Attach that unit to your favorite weapon and go forth into glorious battle.
Thought so.
Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson.
Well, don't worry about that. I've already got a passcode from Reed.
I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module.
You mean this logic module? Oh, I already have it. How about that?
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it, then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Thanks. Take care. Alright, well that took care of that side quest. What's next? Let's go with the Amateur Alchemist quest next. We'll do that. To the unreliable! Away! Okay, we're back in the secret lab. Oh, I'll take that, and I'll take that. Any other ones that I can search? Let's see. So I feel like I've gotten most of what can be looted in this place, so... Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I think I've looted most of everything in here from the previous episodes. So, do I get in there? Guess I go up. Okay, let's do that. Oh, down, I guess. Hello. I'll take that. Oh, good. They're still sleeping. Good. Now, like good little babies, stay over there, please. So let's go this way. Yeah, in here. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. Experiment in progress, 98%. Auto pause engaged. Please enter confirmation to complete extraction process. Science 45, recalibrate experiment. Tesby. So far, the musk extraction is coming along nicely. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the guy that wanted to make that cologne. Pressure levels seem to be staying even and variance in the sample seems to be in an acceptable tolerance. I thought these wraps smelled bad on the outside, Now that they're cut open, everyone's likely to avoid my lab for the rest of the day while I finish this up. Wait a sec. There's some kind of commotion going on out in the hall. An alarm just started going off. Must be another damn security system check, but let me see what's going on. Well, let's complete the experiment. I'm sure I'll probably get some bits out of it at the very least. Thank you for using Colway. You're welcome. Alright, we'll head back to Roseway and we'll get that over to the scientist. Okay, Cortez?
You picked a hell of a day to visit. I'm Vaughn. Vaughn Cortez. Dr. Vaughn Cortez. But just Vaughn's fine, really.
Where were you when the outlaws attacked?
Over in the main labs. I rabbited back here when I realized I was hearing gunshots, not blown fuses. We've been cooped up in here, I don't know, hours? Too long. I have to get back to work.
You look nervous.
What? I mean, we're surrounded by hungry raptidons. Who wouldn't be? Am I right? Look, I don't want to go back out there, but there's a thing I gotta do. I had to leave an experiment running at the lab. Something I've been working on a long while. Something that could really get me ahead. Know what I mean?
The thing that was extracting stuff from raptidons? I found it.
You already went up to the lab? Long shot here, but any chance you brought my results back with you?
I've got it. All yours.
This is gonna make me so popular. I mean with the people who buy it, not by using it. Because I'm not.
Mm-hmm. You're definitely gonna use it.
Only for testing purposes. Quality control. You would, right?
Sure.
Take this. You earned it. If you run into me again after all this is over, maybe I'll have more. Pleasure doing business with you.
Sure thing. Take care. Okay. I think what I'll do, folks, before I move on is I'll sell some of my stuff off and try to get some more bits, and we'll go from there, okay? Be right back. Okay, folks, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I've also taken the liberty of modifying my my weapons loadout, and I've also got some brand new weapons here. I got this Raptor Prod here. Let's see. I also unequipped my plasma rifle and ended up modifying my assault rifle here with some shock bullets. So that's all I'm gonna do for right now, but let's go ahead and get back into this, shall we?
Was that supposed to be the living quarters? Seemed about as livable as a coffin.
Hard to argue with that, Felix. Hard to argue with that. What's this? Oh, I can't. I don't want to steal it. If I can get away with getting it, fine. But I don't want to steal it. Okay, what's next? Raptidons. Well, I don't really feel like engaging in combat with these guys at the moment. What's next on the journal? Oh, that's right, okay. So, let's go with this next. I'll help out Parvati. Okay, let's head to that vendor. Hi.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
Another time, perhaps. My engineer's looking to do some deep cleansing. She wants to impress Chief Judley.
I think I got just the thing, my dear. A few years back, Auntie Cleo's put out a home makeover kit, and I snagged a couple for myself. High-grade shampoo and conditioner, scrubby brush, a nice lotion, that sort of thing. I still got 'em, too.
What's the scrubby brush for?
Cleaning around your nails, sweetheart. Gets the engine grease out. Makes your hands soft. Most folk don't got the time. Or bathtubs for such, me included. I'll let you have one on clearance. You want rosish, mock apple and cinnamon, or refurbished ship?
You have a preference, Parvati?
Oh, gosh. We never talked about what kind of smells she likes. I think pretty much every spot on Groundbreaker just smells like old socks.
It comes down to what sort of intent you got. If I was looking to do a spy job over in engineering, I'd be safe with refurbished ship. Now, if I was a young thing trying to come on all precious-like, I'd probably go with rosish. But if I was doing it for my own self, I'd pick mock apples and cinnamon.
I guess you could eeny-miny mow it?
Take your time, dear. A lady's scent says a lot about her.
How about, an engineer might like refurbished ship.
Like grit and grime covered over with cleaner, you mean? Well, that's a smell that means we're really going places.
I'll just wrap that up for you, since it's for a special occasion.
I'll pay for that, ma'am. Thanks for being so helpful.
Thanks, Gladys.
You're welcome, dear.
Alright, thanks for your time.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Alright, Parvati, we got your stuff.
I hope this fancy soap we got is extra strength. I'm feeling a mite ripe. Oh, thanks, Captain. I'm gonna put these someplace safe. In her messages, Junlei said her mama used to make this dish for Monarch. Dustback casserole. Salt tuna and xenogold needle mushrooms. And then for dessert, there's a thing called, sweetheart cake. It's made with almond paste and wax gourds. There's gotta be some place in Stellar Bay that can bake a casserole. And I heard tell there's a Rizzo's town near there called Cascadia what specializes in sweets.
Alright, we'll figure it out.
Thanks, Captain. I know I'm asking an awful lot, but I'm sure it's gonna be worth it.
I will do everything I can to protect you. Alright, let's go. Okay, folks, so I've taken a bit of a breather here to level up my character. So what I've got here is I've put some points into melee weapons, ranged weapons, defense, and some tech as well. So I think we'll go with that for now. And I got a new perk, so let's see what I can choose here. Unlock the ability to fast travel when encumbered. That could be useful. I think I'll go with this one for right now. But it looks like there's a bunch of other good ones over here too. I'm not sure which one I'll go with next, but that harvester one could also be powerful. Well, we'll worry about that next time we level up. So I think what I'll do is I will also level up Vicar Max. I'll give you more health, I think. That should do it. Parvati, I will get you something too. Let's give you... I'll give you healthy as well. I guess you can't really go wrong with this one, so maybe I'll do that for all of my companions, actually. But what about you, Ellie? I don't know much about you. Increase your medical skill when Ellie's in the party. Alright, I'll give you that one, and then I'll give you healthy as well. Sweet deal. Okay. Alright, so I guess the next thing on our list is we're gonna go to Monarch. So let's go ahead and do that. Or Stellar Bay. Actually, I haven't decided yet. Let's go see what's on the map. I've unlocked Leap. Double-click jump when moving forwards to leap forward. Oh, perfect! When you time your block, as an enemy melee attack arrives, it staggers the enemy. Oh, that's good to know. Perfect. Okay. Well, let's go to Monarch. Yeah, we'll go to Monarch next. I guess I can't really go to Stellar Bay yet. Unless Stellar Bay is on Monarch. I forget. Yep, okay, no, there it is. Stellar Bay landing pad and the Cascadia landing pad. I'll go with the Stellar Bay landing pad. Let's get rolling. Okay, here we are on Monarch. Let's go. And let's see what's what. Ooh, wait a minute. What's this? Gotta use this terminal. Okay. There we go. How's it hanging there?
Hold on there. I gotta sign you in.
Okay.
Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
You seem surprised. But that is my ship on the landing pad right next to you.
I knew it. See, I made what you'd call a logical deduction. You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
What are they doing out there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-world traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
I'm Alex Hawthorne.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Is Stellar Bay really that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
You're not what I expected to find on Monarch.
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Did he just say raptidons and cannibals? I can't wait.
Are you saying that the board's been lying about this place?
Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
I'm sure it does. I'm gonna go have a look around town. Thanks for your time.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
That depends. What is it?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Sure, I can ask about the poster. But who's the Black Hole?
Boss, come on. Black Hole Birdie, the Hole Meister, the Hack Attack.
That's Bertie Holcomb, only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever.
I wonder if he's kin. Dad had family that worked for Rizzo's. I never got to meet them.
Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
Actually, I've been in hibernation for decades.
Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay.
This poster does sound pretty valuable, though.
I couldn't really say. I'm just a fan of the game. But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things, the less valuable they are. And I figure my poster's been passed around by more than a few people by now.
Alright. Well, I'll ask about your poster.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Alright. I'll look into it. Here's some vending machines. That's good. Good to know that they're there. Let's see if I can get some scuttlebutt around here. How's it going?
We're not the best equipped, but scouting for rafts keeps us on our toes.
You know, I've been playing a lot of Stellaris as of late, and every time I see the acronym MSI, I think of Minimar Specialized Industries from the First Contact DLC. And let me know in the comments if you want me to stream Stellaris for the channel, because I would love to do that. That's a fun game.
Watch your step if you venture outside the walls.
Duly noted. Another vending machine. That's good to know. Oh, I like that little piano. That's pretty cool. How's it hanging?
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
Something like that. Captain Hawthorne of the Unreliable.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
What are you celebrating?
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
Oh. What could be so bad that it made you walk off the job?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
Well, I happen to be pretty good with negotiation, and I support my local unions.
I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands.
I'll mediate on your behalf.
You would do that? We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view.
All right, we'll catch you later. Ooh, this is fun. I've always wanted to do this. Be a part of a union negotiation. That would be amazing. Okay, well, I can't steal any of this stuff, so let's get going.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
This way.
No, I mean, more than usual.
Wouldn't know. I made it a point to stay out of her way.
Why would she be out of sorts? Let's ask. How's it hanging?
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Take it easy, I'm just looking around. Actually, no. What are you talking about, Catherine?
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Your chief... what now?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
Well, you can't constrain a person's freedom. He'll come back eventually.
I can't keep working double shifts either. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply.
Ooh.
Something else on your mind?
Let's talk about Caleb.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
Why can't you give him a pay increase?
I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone.
Well, they're hard workers, aren't they? Don't they deserve some kind of compensation for that?
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent neither.
I bet not.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Are you willing to meet him halfway?
For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life.
Well, someone's going to notice your shortfalls before long, and you are going to be held responsible for it.
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home. Near the diner.
You'd steal from your own people? That's low, man.
Yep.
That's business. Someone's got to keep the lights on.
Let's talk about something else.
Fine by me.
So you said Braxton had been stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Awfully nice of you not to say anything.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the Saltuna, fat and mostly tumor-free.
So who's this Catherine you mentioned when I first came in here?
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
Alright. Well, I'll talk to you later. You want me to steal from your own coworkers? No fucking thank you. I don't think I'm gonna be helping you with that. Hi, Caleb.
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
We need to talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Velma's threatening to replace you with sublight contractors.
Nope. I'm calling her bluff. If she wants to threaten us, we'll see how she likes it when Sanjar finds out she gave Sublight even more dominion in Stellar Bay.
Any suggestions for how to put pressure on her to negotiate?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
What's this about blackmail now?
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits.
Is she?
So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Good to know. All right, thank you. Now, I'm going to collect all the puzzle pieces if I can before I go negotiate with Velma once more, but let me see where this Saltuna warehouse is. Let's see. Hello. This terminal is only to be used for official work on behalf of MSI. Return to room. The fish tank and 23A are looking a little lumpy. If you're not going to make it in, that's fine, but you have to let me know so I can stay on top of the doses, okay? Mr. Nandi, we really need to talk about the Saltuna situation. I've had to let 4 batches rot in the warehouse over the last 2 months because we're not finding buyers. I know the situation we got with the board puts us in a tough spot, but we need to start thinking about how we're going to keep Stellar Bay afloat if we can't get sales up. V. Ballard. Brax, seriously, where are you? You've missed 3 shifts. This is getting ridiculous, even for you. V. Okay. The vermin. Fascinating. Oh, Velma's container key. There's another vending machine here. That's nice. How's it going, everybody?
Look, I don't... Oh, sorry. For a second, I thought you were Grim.
No worries. Oh, okay. I can't do that without stealing it. Okay. Where we go? What do we do? Would I talk to Velma then? Alright, let's do that. Wait, it's over here. Oh, that's a workbench. Okay. Yeah, let's talk to Velma. See if there's anything I can do right now.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in Saltuna guts.
Gosh, this old girl's in a rough way. Even old Bess in Edgewater was in better shape than this.
Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest.
Sorry, ma'am. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just your flanging apparatus isn't making a strong flange, so your sealer isn't sealing right, and...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Huh. I'll have to try that. Anyway, what do you folks need?
No, there's nothing else to really say. Wait, let me double check that.
If Caleb wants to keep...
Oh, I could lie. I know you're taking a percentage off the top. What would people say if I told them?
Same thing as me. Where's your proof? Because I know no one's been poking around my terminal lately.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words.
Just as a hypothetical. Nothing to see on my terminal, of course. Because I've done nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Fine by me.
Is that right? Oh, what's back here? Oh. Okay. Nice. Very pretty looking. Stellar Bay Ruins South? Interesting. I'll get into it later, though. I want to mention her office terminal. Does that mean I have to go back up here? I guess it does. Let's try it. Aw, okay. There's gotta be like a passport somewhere. Let's see. Can't open that up. Okay, folks, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try some of the other side quests, because I feel like there's not much else I can do at this point. Yeah, let me look into this one. Braxton's apartment. I'm going in the opposite direction of where I want to go. Alright, let's move.
Smells like wrapped in here. Oh, it does work.
Help! Someone's been killed!
Oh.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Are you okay?
No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth.
Oh.
If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Contemplate? Get one, my guy. Jesus. Okay, there's some vending machines here.
Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
It's okay, I get it.
Murder? Hey, is this the part where we go hunting for clues?
That's right, gang. We're gonna split up and search for clues.
Let's split up and look for clues.
Well, actually, we can just look around together, I guess. Anyway, Jesus, what happened to you, dude? Okay. Well, so much I want to loot here, but I can't do it without probably triggering something bad. Okay. Oh, what's this? Several ragged outfits, all the same cut and color, were stuffed into this suitcase. Hastily packed. Huh. Ooh. What's this? This tossball betting slip lists some increasingly bold wagers made for a team called Mostly Colonists. It's from left field tossball betting. That all there is? Okay. Investigate left field tossball betting. Okay. Upstairs? Upstairs, I guess.
Whatever you do, don't mention tossball to Kaiser. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you'd gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about Mostly Colonists, you'd be thankful.
Hi?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
I'm looking for Braxton. Have you seen him?
Braxton? I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
Relax. No one's in trouble. I'm just looking to have a chat with him.
Oh, in that case, he told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
That's all I needed. Thank you.
Poor fella. Hope he's okay. We should hurry, Captain.
Search the house. Okay. Oh. Sorry.
Sir, please, I need your help. I can pay.
Oh. What's wrong?
Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a Raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
All right. Take a deep breath and tell me what happened.
Don't you tell me to calm down. I promised my boy I'd protect him for always. But how can I keep him safe if he's run away? He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the Raptidons, Mantisaurs, and Marauders, the toxic sulfur pools and poisonous plants. But he didn't listen.
Oh, law, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this. Please, can't we help?
Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Why would he run away?
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers.
Oh.
He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Do you know where he would have gone?
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boy's run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a manta queen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
A manta queen? That does not bode well. Where is Amber Heights?
That old settlement, southwest of Stellar Bay. I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with them nutty iconoclasts. Or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak. Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby.
Listen, as someone who has generalized anxiety disorder, I can safely tell you that imagining these scenarios is not going to help your case, okay? Now, what were you saying about the iconoclasts?
Those low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting, like it's noble to risk it all out there, fighting for the greater good.
Not sure I'm seeing the problem here.
You're one of them, aren't you? You should be ashamed of yourself, young man. Just as your mama would be. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still they preach their sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who'll listen. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head.
I'll help you find your son.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
This poor lady, seriously. I legitimately feel awful for her, folks. Well, now that I think of it, there's one more thing I want to do before I head out. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, I want to meet with Sanjar. Okay.
Wrap musk and painted eyes, right here.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir. Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
Hi, what was that exchange about? You having money trouble?
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Aww.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Do you normally blow your money on Raptidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Why are you buying so much from Sebastian?
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Oh. Just ask him on a date.
I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Wait, I'm curious. What do you see in Sebastian?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
You really want to be with someone you can't talk to?
You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny.
There are other fish in the sea, you know.
Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up.
That's all I need to know.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
I'll talk to you later.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
That's very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Oh, I'm just looking for the information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Afraid not. Sorry. Jesus! If I have to heat one more... Jesus Christ! Oh my god, that is brutal! Oh, man. Could you just tell me how to find the broker so I can get out of here?
Nyoka could direct you best. Seek her out at the yacht club.
Okay.
Celia, this is wretched. All our best efforts for naught.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
Why does he need... Never mind. If you're free of the other corporations, why would you want to bring them back?
Because he's scared to go it alone. You need the board to hold your hand and tell you everything's gonna be okay. Ain't that right?
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
And you're tired of scrounging and scraping by, is that it?
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Can't imagine why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony. Could it be because you're an agent of the establishment?
I used to be young and idealistic too, but you can't run a city on high-minded ideals.
That's a coward's answer, to be perfectly honest.
I have people to look after. I need to be practical.
That's why Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
I think this lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Okay. But how do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Well, what is it exactly?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
I was starting to get bored listening to you, till you said the phrase, extremely powerful ordnance.
It is quite the rush.
Okay, so where do I find one?
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
All right, I'll see what I can find.
So taciturn, so dour. I'll be waiting with bated breath. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Okay, before I go, I need to ask you about something.
What can I do for you?
I met Grim, the landing pad guard.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
He did a bang-up job, good sir.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
I have questions about MSI in the good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Do you mean that you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. Back then, it was known as Terra 1.
What happened to the other corporations?
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI.
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward thinking of you.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Well said, Parvati.
Word of advice, Sanjar. If Parvati's got something to say, you do well to listen close.
Thank you, Felix.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Okay. So you're using the board's own tools against them then. That's clever. I like that.
That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Yet here you are.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, The other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
But why would they do that?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws.
Your first mistake was expecting the board to cut you a fair deal.
I understand the sentiment, but if we can't rely on some sort of framework, then what do we have? I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Alright, so why exactly do you want back on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Yeah, and once you go back to him, they'll own your dignity too.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
Well, it seems to me that anything's better than the corporate yoke.
I fear the MSI citizens who've been dissolved into Raptidon Cud would disagree with you.
Fair enough.
If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
What kind of leverage are we talking about?
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes. It'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
That'd be nice. So what's the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
Sounds like the board gave themselves the power to arrest an entire planet.
They would say it's for the greater good.
And they've invoked it on Monarch?
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
Okay. Is there a way that I could ask about that, second part of their plan? Well, they treated you pretty roughly. Is it worth going back to that?
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can... Besides...
Well, just be careful. The board doesn't mess around.
Oh, believe me, I've learned that much. But I'm also not going to leave MSI at a disadvantage. My hope is to maintain... What can...
Okay, well, I guess I can't ask about that yet. Alright, so what's the next thing I'm gonna do here? Let's see. Bolt with his name. Sanjar wants the data on any terminal in the arms building deleted, and the Bolt 52 is in an abandoned building north of the Stellar Bay. Okay. Let's see. I think I'll investigate this first. Well, let's investigate Gate now. In here. No, not in there. Ah, in here. Hi, top of the morning.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths.
They're all pretty great.
Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the Raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then. Name's Felix, by the way.
You should stop by more often. The games are always better when you've got someone to celebrate with.
Sounds like a good time. I wouldn't mind bringing a couple drinks and settling in for the pennant match.
Look at me, getting carried away again. So, what can I do for you?
Getting a little flirty there, Felix. I found this betting slip in a dead man's apartment. Any idea what might have happened to him?
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
I'm listening. Well, what do his teeth have to do with anything first?
They were pretty distinct. Monarch doesn't exactly have a thriving dental industry, and Isaac seemed to get stuck in all sorts of bad habits, dietary and otherwise. Sometimes he'd drink purpleberry punch by the liter, other times he'd keep betting on a losing team. Started owing the wrong people money.
So who did he owe?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
That right. Okay, well thanks for the tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
As someone who also has bad teeth, wish I could do to help the dental industry in this place too. But okay, let's talk with this Elijah fellow then.
Sorry, who the fuck are you? This ain't your alley.
Who the fuck are you talking to me like that, lady?
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
I know you murdered Isaac.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
Well, I can't intimidate you. Wrong answer.
Incoming!
There we go. Well, too bad I couldn't intimidate them, but it seemed to have gotten the job done regardless, so... You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. I just went in a complete circle, didn't I? Hi.
A fine day for business, isn't it? Anyway, what can I do for you?
Isaac Rose is dead. I found the people who killed him.
But that's terrible. What happened?
I've taken care of it. The killers are dead.
But that means we won't be able to log their testimonies. If there's one thing I've been hoping to re-establish in Stellar Bay, it's proper documentation for legal matters.
Well, maybe I could have gotten their statements if they hadn't been ready to kill me.
Always a shame when tempers get the better of good sense. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
Thanks. Alright, that's done. Let's see, I didn't botch that, did I? Okay, good. What's next? I'll go with flowers for Sebastian next. Oh, speak of the devil. Hi.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Why would I want any of that, first of all?
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years. but he always talked about going back to Edgewater one day.
Parvati, do you know who he's talking about?
Sure. Mr. Pickett used to run the community center outside Edgewater. He had this grand idea to make it a museum for halcyon life. As my dad told it, Mr. Pickett was always going on about getting a manta queen for the last display. He left the Vale, gosh, years ago.
That's right.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Manta queens, especially.
That's right. I remember the museum pieces now. Okay. Have you seen a manta queen?
Sure. They're real big. Hard to miss them.
Where have you seen them?
Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. But I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Captain, can we look for him? I'd feel awful if somebody from home was in trouble and we didn't do nothing.
Tell you what. I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Sure, I can keep an eye out for him. If he's a friend of Parvati's, I suppose I should.
Thanks, Captain.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last Mana Queen I saw was in the wilds out that-a-ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there, too.
Good to know. Let's talk about Celia.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
Would you consider going on a date with her?
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Smut?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues.
She doesn't want a discount. Don't take my word for it. Spend some time with her. I promise she won't ask for one.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well, but we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
Me too. All right, let's tell her the good news.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
He said he'll go on a date with you.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on?
Look, you've got your chance. Have fun and don't overthink it.
Oh, I will. Now I've just got to figure out which jumpsuit I'm wearing and how I'm fixing my hair. Or maybe I should go with a casual look? Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
You got it.
Thanks again for setting me up with Sebastian. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Grim asked me to check with you about a tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
I'll do that then. Thanks. I'll ask her, that is, not wear her patience thin. Hi?
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
I'm Nova. Pleasure to meet you.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
I'll stay and chat, but it looks like you've had enough.
Another in a long line of damn fools trying to cut me off. I'll buy my own poison then. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I'm told you can help me find an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head.
Sure. What do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Steroid or caffeine somethings? You don't even know what you're taking?
I know they make me see straight for a little while. You gonna get me a dose or what?
I'll be back, I guess. Okay, I guess I'm gonna get some caffeine stimulant for this girl.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
In here. Hi.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember. What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
I've been asked to pick up medicine, some kind of caffeine or steroids.
Bless your little heart, you must mean caffeinoid. If it's pep you need, one pill does the deed. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for?
I don't know, Auntie. You'll have to pry that secret from my sweet little cheeks.
Aren't you a saucy thing? I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience, dearie.
Uh-huh. Why don't you show me a thing or two?
Much as I'd love to. My rheumatism is especially fierce at the moment, and I'm all out of my medicine.
Aw.
But I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for caffeinoid, weren't you? Who's it for?
Well, it's for Dioka.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
Does anyone else on Monarch have caffeinoid?
If so, I would love to know where. Sublight supplies don't come cheap. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you, but there's not much I can do. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
Okay. Where can I find Dr. Williams?
In the town graveyard, I'm afraid. Poor man was always searching for the flower of enlightenment. On the way, he tried some rather daring substance combinations.
The flower of enlightenment?
It's a philosophist symbol of some kind, dearie. Never you mind.
Ooh.
The graveyard's near the southern ruins. You're certainly welcome to pay our respects, but the bodies tend to attract beasties.
You gonna go tussle with some raptidons? Because I've been practicing my dropkick.
Do be careful. I'd hate for anything to happen to you, dearie.
I bet Vigor Max would be interested in that flower. Okay, let's try persuasion. I thought you were in charge around here, Auntie. You sure ought to be.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Supply room?
The one upstairs, where we store our medicines.
Okay, well, I'll figure this out on my own then.
Chin up, dearie.
It's a nice view. Oh, that's a really nice view. Except maybe for that vertex tearing over there. Is there any way to fix that? I don't know. But it looks nice. Oh, I could sleep here if I wanted to. That's good to know. Let's use this terminal. Okay, please enter your assigned login credentials. Let's try to create a new one. Persistent connection to Central Communications Tower! Aww, and it's offline. Let's see. Oh, hello. Yes! Huh, okay. Don't mind me. I'm just taking your caffeinoid pills. I really didn't want to do that, to be perfectly honest. She seemed very sweet, but...
Ah, the charmer. Welcome back. Drink, chat, or business? All of the above?
Possibly. Well, I got your magic pills. They're dangerous, though, so just be careful of that, huh?
More or less dangerous than a steady supply of alcohol. Give it here. Whew, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes. We're in business. Let's go.
Glad to have you.
Great. Where to?
Let's go find the information broker.
Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there, there's a western slope that'll lead us through some fun. You like hunting, right? That's fun. If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns. We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd. I don't mind waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.
So you're gonna be a companion. Okay. Well, I got a ship at the docking bay if you want to wait there.
A real big game hunter. You gotta give me some pointers.
A ship? Well, look at you. I'll find a spot there to call my own for now. Find me when you're ready.
You got it. Welcome aboard, Nyoka. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see. I guess I would have to go outside the city to start looking for the broker, right? So, yeah, okay. But I spent a lot of time in the city on this episode, so I think what I'll do... Chef Raymond. Okay, I can do that while I'm still here, so...
What was your family like, Felix? Did you ever know him?
I never knew him. I was a stowaway. That's what they call orphans who grow up in the back bays.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. That must have been lonesome.
Come on, Parvati, who you talking to? Imagine me pining after my family. Yeah, I suppose that was a touch lonesome. But hey, look at me now. I made it. I got a ship and everything.
Doesn't make the pain go away, I guess. Yeah, okay, that would require me to go outside the city. I think if I go this way... I might still be able to complete at least one more thing before I end the episode. There's a vending machine here too, that's good. Hi.
Whoa, by the stars, my poor heart. I just about pissed my jumpsuit.
Why would you admit that to anyone?
Because there's no shame in having overactive bladder muscles, all right? It's a perfectly normal medical condition.
Fair enough.
We're used to folks swooning at our feet. You don't gotta be embarrassed.
A healthy survival reflex is nothing to be embarrassed about. Besides, this place is enough to try anyone's nerves.
How's that?
Where should I begin? With the oversized mantisaurs? Or perhaps the rats spewing acid at our walls? The board was right. This place isn't fit for human habitation. And I was a fool for staying.
Well, why'd you decide to stay in the first place?
Sanjar, of course. He had all these glorious ideas about how he'd run Monarch. Rest periods between every work shift. No shift more than 10 hours long. It all sounds wonderful, until you realize there's only a few centimeters of repurposed steel between you and the deadliest creatures in the galaxy.
Seems like you'd want more than centimeters.
I could do with a few kilometers of cold vacuum, but that spaceship is flown.
Well, do you ever think about leaving?
Only every day. But in case you haven't noticed, we don't exactly get ships on a regular basis, yours notwithstanding. And even if I did scrape together enough to buy passage out with sublight, which would mean reaching Fallbrook without getting eaten, shot, or dissolved into green goop, what then?
Why don't you just tell me?
Nothing. That's what. Because MSI is not in what you'd call good standing with the board. So even if I could get out of here, no one's gonna hire me.
Not with that attitude, no.
Was there something else? Or did you just want to mock me?
Well, my engineer's looking to get a dust-back casserole. Can you cook one of those?
That was a real popular meal 10, 20 years back. Before the board tucked tail and ran. These days, everybody's had a belly full of salt tuna. They all want borscht. And the mushrooms, well, not many venture out of town, what with the monsters hereabouts. I can whip one up for you, but it'll cost. Here's a menu.
Oh, yikes. I can't cover this much, Captain.
3,000 bits, Jesus. We're doing it for Parvati. Get started, chef.
You got it. I got all the ingredients. Should only take about an hour in the oven. There we are. Now, if you don't mind, I really need to take a leak.
My belly's gurgling just to smell it, Mr. Raymond. Thank you so much.
A pleasure to help such a charming young lady.
Oh, gosh. My tum's rumbling just smelling that casserole.
Parvati? Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, folks. So I think I'm going to call the episode here. Next time, we will venture outside the walls. So, thank you all for watching. And I hope to see you all next time for some more Let's Play The Outer Worlds. Take care, everybody. I'm Burning Earth Chris, and fly safe. If you like this video, consider supporting us on Ko-fi.com/BurningEarthVFX. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on social media for even more exciting updates. Thanks for watching, and remember, you have the power to set the world on fire. You have the power to make a difference. We'll see you next time.